Losers finals. One more opportunity on the line for both of these two teams in order to get not only back to the grand finals, but more importantly, continue their season, continue their playoff stretch, and their run in Season 3 of the CCL playoffs. My name is Aquarium. As always, I'm with Proper Casts. And oh boy, Proper conquered Maroon after an 0-3 loss in the winners finals, come down to face an already hot Ottawa Black team. It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, it absolutely will be, because, I mean, on the tails of two different evils, right? Ottawa Black would love to get that revenge. They were able to take one map. We casted that winners finals match, or the winners semifinals match yesterday. So they would love to get back to grand finals and the potential to upset their sister team of Ottawa Gold, who was patiently waiting because, yeah, Concord Maroon just got smacked in that winners finals match. It was barely even a contest. I mean, they get 70-point clubbed on the opening hard point, 6-1 on the search and destroy, and then they get 3-0'd on the garrison control, which also brings up a very interesting point as well, that some of those maps might just be replayed inside this series. But let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket real quick. Let's get you all caught up on the action that has unfolded across both the streams. Concord Gray were able to 3-1, I repeat, 3-1 Texas State, and now they have a chance to face against SIUE Red in losers round 6. The winner of that match will then go up to face Uni Gold, and that match will dictate who's going to be the 5th place.
Yeah, Concord Gray, they were kind of my sleeper team coming into this playoff, so the fact that they're still able to make this run is incredible. But looking down where we are right now, Concord Maroon, Ottawa Black. This is for 3rd place overall inside of our season. Once again, the winner will move on to face Ottawa Gold inside of our grand finals, and having to beat Ottawa Gold in 2 best-of-5 series is already going to be proven to be hard enough. Proper, we know that yesterday on stream, it was Ottawa Gold who maybe not map 1, but for the rest of the series, was an absolute stomping of Ottawa Black. They won 3-1 overall after a very closely contested hardpoint in map number 1. But realistically speaking, going into this best-of-5 series, Concord Maroon, they were undefeated in map count and series to count all the way through. Playoffs started undefeated all the way up until the winners finals. It's a hungry team. If there's one team that can pull off an upset against Ottawa Black, it would have to be Concord Maroon.
You would hope as well. For a lot of people as well, Concord Maroon is one of those teams. You cannot undersell them as well. They were able to make the very deep run last year when we were still playing 5v5 in Modern Warfare to then get 2nd place against Texas A&M Maroon at that time. I'd just be able to be that team to be able to upset Ottawa Black, because it would just be that. An upset, to say the least. Statistically, looking at these two teams across the season, Ottawa Black has been pretty decisive as far as their wins are concerned, only dropping one map through the entirety of their regular season play to Illini Blue. That was on a Moscow Search and Destroy, but even still, looking at the best-of-5 map set that we have in front of us here, this is why I brought up that it's a very interesting point. We're starting off on Apocalypse Hardpoint. Now, map number 4 between Concord versus Ottawa Gold was supposed to be Apocalypse Hardpoint, so you got to assume that this might be a comfort pick coming through for Concord Maroon, because they have picked it both times, that they were, I believe that they were actually the away team both times. So this would actually be their hardpoint pick. So you got to assume that this is probably going to end up being much more of their comfort pick coming through for this opening hardpoint. You can take a look at all their stats through the regular season. Like Alex was stating, this is pure Concord Maroon, right? Barely any pushback until they got to playoffs, where they started dropping a few maps. And then this is probably the weakest that we have seen them against what is the toppest of cut teams, I would say, versus Ottawa Gold. And now they have, another big champion in front of them of Ottawa Black. But then when we move over towards the Raid Search and Destroy and Raid Control, things might go a little bit haywire. Here's your stats for Ottawa Black through their regular season. There's that one Search and Destroy map I was talking about, losing to Illini Blue, but otherwise pretty darn flawless all the way until they had to face Ottawa Gold yesterday.
Yeah, I pointed this out in the winners fun or semifinals yesterday as well. 202-point differential between all opponents that Ottawa Black has played out through the regular season. Just to put that into some perspective, think about any game that we've seen throughout the playoffs. Most of the games have been, 250 to maybe 210, maybe 250, 173, around that range. That is 250 to 40 or about 48 every single game on an overall average. Proper, that is incredible. That is stunning.
I mean, that is more than all of that in between. That is just completely unheard of. It is very rare that you do see dominance in such a form, but through all the top 25 power rankings that we were looking at all year long, we have seen Ottawa Black and Ottawa Gold there with these very impressive numbers as well. So when we come back to us here, you'll be able to see that the last 2 maps in that best of 5 series will be a checkmate in Miami. But I got a lot of eyes on these first 2 maps here, Alex. Again, that Apocalypse hardpoint for what I was talking about. It got to be able to be a comfort pick for Concord Maroon, that if they can come out and win that first hardpoint, that gives you a little bit of a buffer going in towards that Search and Destroy and Control. Raid Search and Destroy is a reprise, actually, from Concord Maroon's loss in Winners Finals versus Ottawa Gold, where they lost 6-1. So maybe there could be something that they are thinking about going up against this Ottawa Black roster, but you got to be careful because, I mean, when it comes down to Ottawa, they're all in the same room. They're in the same facility. So you got to understand that they might be able to showcase some of that VOD, some of those different nuances, or it might just not even matter. Maybe the Ottawa Gold guys are just telling Ottawa Black, yeah, just run at them, just gun them. We were taking them down. Megatron and Red Chase did not have the game that we were going to be hoping for them to have, hoping that they can turn it around in this Losers Finals.
Yeah, we also got to imagine that Ottawa Black, they were watching, they were spectating the entire time. And when the Ottawa Gold roster was playing against Concord Maroon, they know some of the strategies or setups that they might have on specific maps, or just a relative idea of how they are going to play as a roster. And obviously, when you have an opponent like Concord Maroon who's been playing throughout the entire year and hasn't lost a map, you're going to keep an eye on them no matter what. So if you want to start off against Ottawa Black, you cannot afford to start off slow. We saw that in map number 1 where Ottawa Black was able to take down Ottawa Gold. They started off slow. Ottawa Black took advantage of that, flew all the way through. Every other map, though, Ottawa Black was the one who got it to a lackluster start, and then it turned all bad in their favor. However, 10 seconds already to Ottawa Black. Here comes the break, though, for the side of Concord Maroon. They'll get in with 44 seconds left.
Ottawa Black will be starting off on that ever-so-wanted favorite side of the map for P2 inside of the Palace. So they're not going to try to overextend, going to be threatened at a spawn out, but because of where Crook is located at, that's actually going to force Noisy to spawn all the way out. Player number 6 might be able to catch him in the back, and they absolutely do. So now this is an opportunity for Concord Maroon to be able to swarm P1 and potentially break in towards the spawns. They don't push even farther forward. They're more focused on P1 for the time before focusing into the break towards 2.
Yeah, they got to be careful over towards the temple, though. They've got 4 players ready to make this push together, and that's a big key factor. You have to hit it together. You got to make sure you're getting these spawns, but more importantly, Lightning in the back, Fame there as well. They've already got 1 taken off the board. Cruelty looking for that crossover from that bottom cut as well. So, with 3 going down for the side of Concord Maroon, Ottawa Black still holding strong on the spawns. Everybody back over towards bottom TV, and then 1 player spawning out by his lonesome Red Chase back towards Turtle in P4. A team kill's not going to help you break this hill, and neither is playing extremely passive over towards TV, especially when Ottawa Black's got every lane locked down.
I mean, P2 was already hard enough to break in already. We're 20 seconds in. Ottawa Black were able to sit here uncontested. The real hard way is how you're going to work your way through these very bottlenecky choke points. You see already trying to hit through P4. Noisy was there to join with the likes of Cruelty, where they will get another convincing kill feed. Lightning inside of TV will be able to lock down another one. So now they're threading the rotation already over towards New. We're down to scrap time. Ottawa Black are going to get a full 60 off of P2.
So start this rotation. You're looking for Crooked here. Gonna have to make the play alongside Red Chase. Attack team duo looking to go ahead and light up fire under towards the TV. But as Crooked comes forward, Fame will find his demise, so will Lightning. So as Concord Maroon gets a couple of kills, Noisy just retaliates with 2 of his own, the SMG, making all the work easy for them, putting them down where they stand. Noisy, well, he'll go on 5. 2 more kills will get them streaks, and that'll open the map up even more for the side of Ottawa Black.
Yeah, it'll definitely make it easier once you go over towards P4. Very open inside of that broken down courtyard of the ruins. Nice pinstripe kill feed is actually going to favor Ottawa Black that much further. Nobody's actually soaking up the hardpoint time in this current juncture, so it's actually going to go up to this game clock, but that's a bait. They want Concord Maroon to come in. Another team kill, but Crook finds 2 of the 74U on the back end. Trauma is going to find another convincing kill feed for Concord Maroon. Finally, going to get themselves in this hill.
Yeah, well, Cruelty's on the outside. Megatron should be able to go ahead and find that trade. If Playoff Chase can't go ahead and do so, well, then Red Chase can just sit here and soak up the rest of this time. However, Ottawa, they don't want to give up this time so easily. They know how big of a 15 seconds this is. This gets the side of Concord Maroon back into this game, and so as they fly in towards the point, Andrew Crooked once again will go ahead and find himself 2. Trauma will clean up the last kill, so that 7 seconds is theirs. They'll be at 70 points now, looking to break over towards the next hill as well, with Ottawa Black not only having spawns, but that turtle hardpoint held down as well. They're going to try and push out here through Kitchen to make sure Concord Maroon can't get in.
Megatron trying to hit this through Chicken Coop and just trying to wait for the immediate help on the opposite side. Trauma's going to be able to at least find 1, but this has to be a successful pinch. See Concord Maroon working their way through the Palace. Cruelty's going to find Jamie. Met is inside a Chicken Coop. Another convincing kill feed. 20 seconds inside of P4. Ottawa Black look really unfazed by it all as well. Concord Maroon still hold those P2 spawns, but it's such a long rotation between where they are now over towards P5 that they probably won't end up hitting towards that hill one more time, looking towards exit kills while they try to set up for 5.
Just a little key in here, proper. 10-1 here from Cruelty in map number 1. I believe he also has himself a bit of streaks to go along with that, so utility for the side of Ottawa Black, Concord Maroon, although they maybe get a little bit of time here relatively quickly. Ottawa Black, they come back not only from P2 spawns, but they're able to go ahead and find that last couple bit of time. And now they can push out as a roster, as a squad, all the way back around towards that north side of the map. Megatron's going to be huge there, but here come the streaks. All through the backside, spawns Concord Maroon need to be careful. They've either got to get inside or make sure they're not in the line of sight of an artillery barrage missile dropping down on their heads. However, though, it's going to be proving futile here, proper. The streak comes in. Concord Maroon, though, they hold on with 3 down.
They will hold on, yeah. 40 seconds still remaining inside of P5, and this is only just about a 30-point game between these two teams. Very close, though very scrappy hardpoint map is Apocalypse. Here comes Andrew Crook. Would love to be able to find that second. Fame will trade them out via the trench. And now if you're looking at this from Ottawa Black's perspective, you're just going to try to keep them trapped inside of this hill. Fame's going to try to break their way in. And it's very hard when you do have players up top. Noisy's going to be gifted with a drop-down kill from Megatron. It's going to get flat challenge again. Had some help from Awesome Cruelty over by the trench. And P5's going to be contested with seemingly for this back end of the scrap time. Unless Noisy has anything to say about it. Fame there for the help. 9 seconds all remaining inside the first set of hills. And Ottawa Black got a little bit of a comfort breathing room type deal going in towards the second.
Yeah, if you're Ottawa there, you're happy you got the contest in, but if you're this side of Concord Maroon, you don't let them get a ton of scrap time. You're still only down by about 30, now making 40 seconds here. They've got to push back towards P1, something they were able to do at the beginning. They broke in with about 15 seconds off the clock, and here they do it in just 8. They've got mid-map control, at least somewhat. However, Chicken Coop not going to be there. Lightning is able to find one. Cruelty finds another as well. And as the last couple players from the side of Ottawa Black start to find kills, start to heat up once again, here comes Concord Maroon on the pushback. Crooked Trauma para for a couple, and they should be able to get back in towards P1.
You gotta be careful. Look where Megatron's located at, inside of Chicken Coop. You push too far forward, you're gonna start losing a couple lives. You might end up forcing a spawn out as well, but not when Crooked is hitting shots like that. 22 and 12, on to 5 spree as well. Potential to play for streaks inside P1. Would love to be able to set Ottawa Black on their back foot, knowing that they have to hit through P1 because Concord Maroon still hold the spawns for P2. If they continue to hold said spawns, then they might be able to just come right back into this game and steal the lead. But look at the hit from Ottawa Black. They're already inside the palace. They're forcing Concord Maroon to spawn out.
Yeah, a bit of a ballsy play there from Crooked as well as he challenged middle on a 5 spree. You might have liked to see him sit back and maybe play for an Ottawa contest all the way towards back, maybe for those spawns, but more importantly, he gets cut off, so no utility for Concord Maroon to have there. They are going to soak up about the first 10 seconds of time, and here comes the hit in the back. 2 and 2 go back and forth. The pinstripe now going to be in the feed. It's going to be Fame who finds 2. Cruelty there. They get the spawns in the back, and now Concord Maroon once again is going to have to break a very difficult hill to break in P2 from the front, not even near the back.
No, they're not going to be able to get back there. You already have Lightning. They're looking towards the middle of the map. They will have some help with Noisy as well. You just got to have to chalk the scrap time, knowing that Ottawa Black will not only reach that 200-point margin, but now you have to play pretty clinical hardpoint for Concord Maroon. You got to be there for P3. Got to make that a pretty strengthy setup. But Ottawa Black, again, are already threatening the rotation. They'll be down here in the trench first. Noisy versus Playoff. Red Chase will be able to get that gunfight in their favor with 8 HP remaining.
2 minutes in the hill for Cruelty. 17 and 6 on a 4 spree. Now make it 5 as they fly around the corner. Here comes Lightning and Cruelty trying to break on back through. Streak going to be used here from Cruelty. Looks to find 2. Will do just that. Trying to find the last one to put all 4 down. Crooked gets damn near dead. But with 10 HP, Fame will come around the corner. And that will be Ottawa Black once again being able to full send right on forward in towards the point. Concord Maroon might have 1 or 2 last good pushes here in order to get into the point. But as a contest comes through and maybe an opportunity to get back into this game, only 30 seconds remain for Ottawa Black to take map number 1.
Yep, so now you're just going to want to zone towards the middle of the map. You have to hold this hill if you are Concord Maroon. Getting all of this time, plus the rotation over towards New is how you get right back into it. But look at the slaying power. Cruelty is 22 and 8. The only one that's really rivaling is Andrew Cook at 24 and 18. But Megatron is so far behind at 8 and 22. Would love for them to find their strides going in towards the next hill. But look at the rotation. Ottawa Black are there. They're going to have the closer spawns. So Concord Maroon, they got to hit their chicken coop and the useless buildings so that way they can get inside this hill.
Improved. To be worthless. The hit that they had last time, and with Cruelty finding 2, Noisy finding 1. The last one peeked out in towards the chicken coop. Will get cut down, next shut off. Entirety of Concord Maroon spawning across the map, and although they get a couple of maybe entry kills here, it's still going to be Ottawa Black who holds the power positions. The head glitches inside of the point. Just 10 seconds left. They're going to try and break through the chicken coop side here once again, but all 3 are in there. They all got to funnel out. They're just going to be sitting, waiting, ducks for the side of Concord Maroon. They try to fly out, but none. Efforts proved once again to be futile. Ottawa Black take map number 1.
Wonderfully done from Ottawa Black. Again, that was really contested through the first set of hills, but you got to see what it looked like. Again, that 10-1 start, it just can't go unnoticed, right? I mean, when you get those early streaks, the artillery strike didn't find the immediate break, but that cruise missile there towards the end, just holding it, that ace up your sleeve, it always keeps Concord Maroon on their back foot, and then you bring yourself back into the second set of hills, Alex. Concord Maroon had the P2 setup, but when you talked about the over-aggression and the challenge, trying to play for the extra kills, they actually ended up losing those gunfights, and it was such an easy way for Ottawa Black to then move their way out from that small area on the south side of the map in towards Palace, where that bath and rugs room is located at, and that's exactly how you want to break inside P2. From there on out, Concord Maroon were so focused on trying to deal with the players over inside of rugs that Fame just pinched it from the front, and they broke inside P2, what is mostly known as here on Apocalypse, one of the hardest hills to break. Ottawa Black are able to do it, and when you're able to showcase a break potential like that on a seemingly unbreakable hill, yeah, I think you're going to be feeling pretty darn skippy about your hard point.
Absolutely. And Proper, you said before this game, probably the comfort pick coming out for Concord Maroon in the Apocalypse hard point. When you lose that by over 100 points, that begs the question, and the S&D, what do you have? Where are your mind at? Where are your strengths on a raid S&D? We know Concord Maroon, once again, when they play in the regular season, they don't lose S&Ds. They don't lose maps. However, here in the playoffs, they started to lose a few maps. So going up against Ottawa Black, now down in a position where you're really not used to being in for the side of Concord Maroon. You're a better respawn team overall than you are as an S&D team. So going into this in totality, you got to say Concord Maroon, once again, is going to have to be wary of what they're going to be able to do, especially with team pushes when Ottawa Black is just so strong.
Remember, Concord did lose this 6-1 versus Ottawa Gold. Big old scuffle going through the center of the map. We'll actually have Concord Maroon standing tall. Playoff Chase and Megatron. They did not have a great map number one, but what a fantastic first round by them.
I looked away for maybe half a second from my monitor, and the round was over.
Well, look, again, like, defensively, you will get to this little doorway first. And this is just day one strategy of raid. AR in back kitchen, SMG to go towards the pit. And then that is a beautiful showcasing. Again, Concord Maroon, though, they sent 4 players there. So did Ottawa Black. The biggest difference is that the AR inside a kitchen can spam those wall bangs through the zig stairs for some very early damage, and that makes the engagement so much easier for the defense. So now Concord Maroon, can you find your strides on offense? It's going to be Megatron throwing some shots towards the middle of the map while the other 3 work their way towards B.
Pixel Peaks won't be there. Shots onto each player, peppered up just a bit, but now it's going to be a fast push all the way over towards the laundry side. Fame somehow alive still at this juncture, but Red Chase will be able to finish him off in a 4 versus 3. Now towards the back. Cruelty equalizes 3 versus 3. 1 up in the S&D is Concord Maroon. They're going to be able to get this bomb back over towards B. It's got to be a fast push here from Ottawa Black. If they want to get this bomb prohibited from being planted, it'll go down. 45 seconds left on the clock.
2v3. Red Chase will go down via lightning. Noisy is here on ring as well. You can see where all the rest of the Concord Maroon members are located at. In the back, Laundry, Cruelty inside a jungle will take care of him. What can Crook do in a 1v3 with the post plant?
Ottawa Black, they're all looking and focusing their attention towards Laundry. If he sneaks around the corner, he won't be able to see those feet. However, do the Ottawa Black members see him? They're all going to be set up on top of each other. One's going to look towards pillars. The other one's just going to be watching right over the top. If he can sneak around the corner and maybe find the feed, he might be able to win the round. But more importantly, in the 3 versus 3 retake, Ottawa Black show their strengths, show their composure, but more importantly, show their synergy together on the map. And it's flawless.
It was a beautiful retake, too. You had Noisy working the pinch and through the middle of the map as well. Being able to isolate these players, you got to remember that defensively, that player that was over inside a jungle for Ottawa Black never left that position, but Concord Maroon wanted to push all the way through for Laundry. Not in a position where they could play for trades. A little bit of a fumble there towards the end after they got the B site pretty darn quickly. Have to see if they can have another great defensive round. Here comes Ottawa Black, though. Mid-map adjustment. They want this A site this time.
Oh, they are flying towards the site, and Lightning is going to be able to get this bomb down unless player number 5 in middle map, that's going to be Red Chase, is able to come through for a hot flank. Won't be able to happen, but here comes the double push. Instead of sending 1, they're going to send 2, but Noisy's looking for it. Noisy's ready, but he will get stun checked out, so they know that somebody's playing relatively close to the water steps or on the water steps themselves. This Megatron just going to make this peek. He's going to spot Noisy, but it's just a tad bit too late. Escapes with his life. Lightning finds the kill there on the Trauma, and all of a sudden, Lightning strikes twice. Now going to be 1 more left alive, and there it is. The round over. Ottawa Black, 2 in a row.
Wow. And again, when you talk about something about the Ottawa Black roster, is that they are pretty darn decisive what they want off the rip as well. Like I talked about, they wanted that that site pretty darn quickly. They got it pretty darn quickly. And what was even scarier is you saw the respect from Concord Maroon. That player that was defensively held out inside of Tiki had no choice. You have to give it up. You see 3 players running towards you. There's just no way you're gunning all 3 of those players for Ottawa Black. Well, they still had an AR in top bedroom. Just tough to be able to retake that site after Ottawa Black had the setup that they were mostly looking for. But Concord Maroon, like what they just saw, they're going to try to take this A side pretty quickly. The biggest problem is that Noisy is inside the open staircase. And get your clays in chat. Trauma fell off the map.
Crooked. Kill there on a Noisy. 3 versus 3. They're going to back off towards the bedroom, but look at the zoning from this side of Ottawa Black. They've got every lane, every angle potentially locked down at the moment. Player number 4 going to be huge, though, as it looks like it could be a potential push up the staircase for Concord Maroon. Lightning needs to read this, and I believe he will. Just looking over towards water steps and looking towards the right. Might hear them in art, but I don't believe he will. So this could be a free plant over towards A, but we saw what happened the last time when Concord Maroon were in a 3v3. Got the B-bomb down, and Ottawa Black tried to retake.
This is actually very typical for Crook. I know that they're the bomb carrier, but they're going to post up closer towards Laundry and see if they can catch any players on the rotation. Lightning will be that player towards the middle, closer towards Bamboo. So now Concord Maroon know that they can't comfortably plant this, given that Ottawa Black are in the map, or in the middle of the map. They might just rotate all the way through red, but I don't know if you have enough time for the rotation over towards A. So yeah, it's got to be a B committal. Crook's going to draw off the rock.
Somehow Megatron stays alive in that situation, but Crooked will fall as Lightning finds the assist there onto Fame. However, it's going to be Red Chase who's able to find the shots in the way of Krigg onto Fame and towards top Laundry. So 2 versus 2. Already better for the side of Concord Maroon than the last time he had the bomb planted over here, but as Lightning starts to make this push up the map, Coolty with the Semtex around the corner somehow finds the kill there onto Red Chase. And now it's Megatron in a 1 versus 2. Lightning around the corner. Shots are there. 20 seconds left to work with here in a post-plant push. Can they do it?
15 seconds. Oh, Megatron tried sliding towards the staircase to see if they can isolate Cruelty. Was unable to find the kill on the Lightning, who was just throwing bows out from Laundry. Really tough, too, and I'm scratching my head for Red Chase as well. You got 23 seconds left. You don't have to commit to a gunfight there. You just have to get the information, take a look at the bomb in a 2v2, just to make sure that they're not defusing the bomb. They weren't on it. That's fine. You go back to turtling up inside of Laundry after playing such a pivotal role and being able to take down that player all the way across at red. Made that plant so much easier, but back in that 2v2, kind of want that little play back. And it's going to be a 2-round lead for Ottawa Black, going in towards another offense. They went to A previously. They got it pretty darn quickly. This time around, they're going to go through red, through driveway. They're going to go for that B site. But Concord Maroon, they're hitting through the middle of the map pretty darn quickly with 2 players.
They want it fast, too. Player number 1, you got to be careful. Fame is just going to be looking for the player out of Zig, and he's going to be able to find it right off the rip. Another first blood to the side of Ottawa Black. Lightning on 5, Cruelty on 4. Opportunity for both of those players to start working their way towards streaks. This playoff chase comes around the back. He's going to be able to cut down Cruelty. However, that's not the closest one to streaks, so Lightning's still alive. Trauma in a 1 versus 3.
Bomb's going to go down here at B. It's just going to force the issue that much more. Trauma's got a Krig 6 as well, and just so many different angles you got to worry about. You can see on the X-ray as well. Got Fame is inside of top red. That Semtex is going to give away the position. That Trauma is, in fact, down here on driveway. Is going to pop up. Noisy's over by the box in the rings. Going to try to get away with their life, but Fame's on the chase.
Ring around the rosy. Middle map there. Fame should be able to come up the staircase, but no. From the mid, from the ring, comes the futile shots of the 74U from all the way across the map, and well, as Noisy's there. Fortunately enough for the side of Ottawa, or rather for the side of, I guess, Concord, you should say. It's not Lightning who gets that final kill proper, so still 2 kills away from those streaks, but you're down 4-1 now. You've got 3 rounds in a row that you have to win in order to get back to a position where you can even tie the game. It's looking not so great.
Well, it's a 3-round buffer, too, so even if you do lose this, Lightning can keep their life, but they're just going to get smoked off rip. Here comes Concord Maroon on the offense this time. Goes straight through the middle of the map and destroys everybody in sight. Now Cruelty's going to hold inside a kitchen. We'll take down Megatron, so that's a pretty big trade. 3v2 is Concord Maroon planted A.
Prime example of why you don't push 4 people to the side of Concord Maroon. They're going to beam you every single time, and they don't lose a single life there in that process, so with no trades coming through until after the bomb goes down, it's going to be a 2 versus 3 opportunity for a retake. Fame looks up towards the top. Trauma gets him weak, and this should be a round win for Concord Maroon. With 25 seconds left, though, I said should.
Oh,
Cruelty
no.
there. They get 2 down, so now a 1 versus 2 for Red Chase. Krigg out. Can look around the corner. He's going to be able to find the shots on the 1. Gotta wait 13 seconds. Is Fame going to be able to push up the staircase? You got to go now. You got to find the kill. You can do it. Can you get back to the fight? No. Red Chase clutches in a 1 versus 2, but it should never have even gotten close to being that scenario.
I didn't take a single breath during those closing seconds. I think my heart skipped a beat almost too. I was terrified. I was terrified during all of that. But Concord Maroon will be able to get an offensive round win. Red Chase got the head on the shoulders of a playoff Red Chase that I know and love and remember from last year. Immediately lost all of their players. Cruelty found 2. Immediately give up bottom mansion, go towards that top bedroom, played the better angle with the Crick 6, was able to find Cruelty. That was the most important kill. And of course, not really knowing about where the HP was only at 10. Got the noise that the glass is broken, was able to get the shots in. But damn, was that close. So here comes Ottawa Black. This push worked out for them quite well last time. They're going straight towards the safe side. The biggest difference that Megatron isn't inside a Tiki. They're actually all the way in the back basketball court. Concord Maroon, they're playing for the retake.
Oh, this is going to be hard. If you've got nobody pushed up over towards the pool side, and you've got Fame watching the flank, he's going to be able to find one. The shots are there for number 2. Red Chase will be able to find the kill. 7 and 5 leading the way. Nobody even close in terms of the slaying department for the side of Concord Maroon. Something you'd like to see change here in the next few rounds. But Red Chase going to be able to find one. Going to be able to find 2. Almost all 3. Somehow Cruelty stays alive. He's going to ego chow the hell out of Trump and walk away with the red win. Match point in the S&D. And my God, was that not the ballsiest challenge you've seen in an S&D?
And you'll see it from Cruelty's perspective just one more time. I know, half HP as well. You're completely okay with this challenge. Trauma was caught mid-reload rather than holding the angle. I don't remember where the clock was at with the bomb about to be detonated, whether or not they actually had to quickly get on toward the bomb site and maybe try to stick the defuse, but such a tough spot to be in. 11 and 3 for Cruelty now. Lightning still at 5 and 3. 9 and 6 for playoff Red Chase. Well, the rest of their teammates very further down the board. I'm going to have to see if this offensive push is going to have to be very quick towards B. Concord Maroon hoping to stay alive in the search.
Move the shots over towards Fame. He'll escape with his life. 2 players from the side of Ottawa Black, either playing in towards Kitchen or back over by Laundry. And now Lightning in the spawn side of Concord Maroon. He'll find another 2-piece here inside of the game. 11 and 3 for Cruelty. 1 final round to put them up 2-0 in the series and put them 1 map away from facing Ottawa Gold once again in the grand finals. They weren't able to do it the last time. Can they do it again if they get back? Still the S&D to go through, but Megatron in a 1 versus 3 not only has to go huge, but this could potentially be the entire season on the line.
Well, bomb's not going to get planted yet, so Megatron really has no idea what's happening, whether or not players are going to push through the middle of the map, whether they're rotating over towards A. So Megatron's going to go check the A site. Yeah, it's pretty much all clear over here. Beautiful site as well here on Raid.
Nice vacation.
That's going to rotate all the way through. It's going to try to catch one of these players off guard from behind. Now, you got 22 seconds remaining to be able to find these 2 kills. You know that the plant's not going to be coming all the way through. Can Megatron isolate these picks?
Oh, he didn't fully check. Fortunate. Megatron gets the shots there, doesn't realize the player's coming from behind an Art, and this could be some really unfortunate timing. He's going to plant the bomb just to the right. Cruelty's there. Cruelty wins the round. Ottawa Black wins the S&D.
And you know Megatron is probably kicking themselves there, not fully checking that corner across from Zig towards the middle of the map. He was right there. Just right there. I mean, we know again because of the X-ray, and that just... Oh, that's heartbreaking if you're a fan of Concord Maroon. Now they're find themselves down by 2 maps. I mean, at least you took an extra round off of Ottawa Black comparatively to Ottawa Gold, where you lost 6-1. I don't know. I'm just trying to find the positive and the negatives here. But still, it's a really tough spot to be in if you are Concord Maroon, because now you're going in towards raid control. Control itself is a pretty strong game mode when it comes down for Ottawa Black. We saw how closely contested they were in a few of those rounds, even in losing fashion last night versus Ottawa Gold. And that really does say a lot of things. But just to push the search and destroy that much further, it's really tough for Concord Maroon, because you bring yourself back to the Modern Warfare year, even in 5v5, search and destroy come playoff time was actually their best game mode. And you can see what it really looks like when you're also going up against another team such as Ottawa Black and Ottawa Gold, who are also pretty darn good with those search and destroy fundamentals, how far you can truly be tested. And the skill gap never really stops, but there's still an opportunity here for Concord Maroon to stay alive inside this tournament. They're going to have to do it in the control. It's going to have to be a reverse sweep.
Yeah, and like I said beforehand, Concord Maroon, they're the one team that really everybody thought coming into the season was going to be maybe the Achilles heel for one or not two of the Ottawa teams. Thus far, it's kind of looking like everybody's brackets. If you predicted Ottawa versus Ottawa in the grand finals, it's most likely going to come true again. Not counting out the side of Concord Maroon, though. They have an opportunity in the control, which we'll see on the other side of this break. I'm McCormiel. That's proper. Catch you back here in a second. Losers finals. Concord Maroon, Ottawa Black. 2-0 up in the series. Ottawa Black, one map away from going ahead and rematching the side of Ottawa Gold. And what would be the rematch from the winners semifinals in our grand finals here for season 3 of CCL. Alongside proper, my name is McCormiel. And folks, we've got one more match potentially here on a raid control that could either swing Concord Maroon's momentum in their favor and keep them alive, or be the ultimate see you later.
Yeah, I was going to say, or maybe just swing Ottawa Black straight into grand finals where they're going to face their sister team of Ottawa Gold. But yeah, I mean, it's really hard to be able to pull stats again because like the flawless records that were control altogether. But I will let you know that raid control for Concord Maroon, they did play it 10 times. So I mean, you got to think that, especially for raid, it's probably going to be a comfort pick. Just as soon as we hop inside the game, we see a little bit of a bloodbath. So excuse us, we're not allowed to show that on stream. We'll vamp up this match a little bit more. And yeah, this has to be a reverse sweep now for Concord Maroon. I mean, you take a look at the score line, 250 to 144 on that Apocalypse Hardpoint, 6-2 on that Raid Search and Destroy. You know that the gunnies are definitely there for Concord Maroon, but what's Ottawa Black is doing just a little bit further. It's those team shots, it's the chemistry, it's the way that they're maneuvering throughout the entirety of the map, that all these crosses are always covered. And although Andrew Crook did have a immaculate first map, one player is not going to be enough to take down one of these juggernaut teams. It's just not going to be enough. I don't care how good your dinner was, Andrew. It's just not going to be good enough to take down the entire team of Ottawa Black, who are just firing off on all cylinders.
They look great. I mean, that's really the bottom line. They just look great. That's the only way that you can spell it out. That's the only way that you can say it. Against a Concord Maroon team, they are obviously the stronger team with much more to offer on the table for a team like Ottawa Gold. We saw beforehand Concord Maroon. Unfortunately, they lost in a 3-0 fashion to Concord Gold, Ottawa Gold on stream for our winners finals. Proper, that was, again, a thrashing.
Yeah.
Put it in the nicest way possible. So...
Again, you almost have to, again, coin the phrase, like, Concord Maroon, you're the chosen one. You're supposed to destroy the Siths, not join them, and you would think that this might be a chance for them to be able to showcase that, and not only taking a map off of one of these Ottawa teams, but again, you talked about the momentum swing. They will love to get it, but the opening break-off on the offense for Ottawa Black is a pretty darn convincing one. They only lost 2 players through it all, and it might just be the second tick of progress over at A before the entire team of Concord Maroon can get here.
Here comes Red Chase, finds one before immediately falling after the fact. Cruelty finds one in middle map, so we're back at 2-2, but Trauma finding a double is going to make this a little bit easier on Concord Maroon. They're going to be able to at least degrade this last bit of tick on A, so the progress halted for the time being, but Ottawa Black, they're just going to decide to go right back on over towards B. Should be able to get at least one tick here before a contest comes through. Megatron finds one, but there's the progress, there's the first bit, and Lightning in that left side corner knows exactly where he is, but somehow loses the gunfight, and Lightning absolutely poop stomps him out of that top cut.
All right. I'm going to put that in the Urban Dictionary when we're done with this broadcast. I love it. Here for it. Here comes the push over towards B. We'll see the second tick of progress. Just going to have to concede this entirely. 2-life lead now for Ottawa Black. Concord Maroon going to have to go ahead and just put themselves over towards A. But keep in mind, Cruelty was over here. They're working on this third tick. They're finding all the kills. Crook will finally get them off and deplete that third tick of progress.
17 lives to 17. Look at where the side of Concord Maroon have pushed up in towards the spawn of Ottawa Black. Fame, though. Trying to make some noise. Lightning was in the back, over towards Laundry. He does fall, so that's, once again, good news for the side of Concord Maroon. And, well, they get a wave killed down. 4 go all the way back over towards Bedroom. But look at the mini-map now, proper. They've only got 2 players in middle map that are going to try and make this push at least stop for the time being, but one already goes down. They're going to be able to stack the point. Oh, I am that. Wow. Brain fart.
McCormiel, they just capped the beast.
They capped the point. They got it. Oh my God.
That's wild. So now they're going to actually flank all the way through jungle. But then you got to be wary of the middle of the map. So Cruelty's going to go down via the open staircase. They know where Crook's located at. So Crook Gotta understand where Red Chase just spawned at. Yeah, they gotta beat back Laundry, but doesn't check their back corner first. Noisy will go down. Red Chase was behind Fame. Great help. And what a resurgence going back over towards the A zone. Just 1 minute remaining, but what's most important is the win condition. Double the lives to Concord Maroon. Hold over Audible Black right now. They can do this with the time. They can also do it with the kills. But most importantly, you just can't overextend. You have to wait for Audible Black to come to you.
2 in the back. Trying to break out. 5 lives remain. Red Chase takes one onto Cruelty. And they've got at least control of mid-map for the time being. Noisy tries to get those 74 shots over the middle, but with Trauma getting 2, Megatron with 1, it's a 2 versus 11. If I've ever seen a tall order or an absolute unwinnable situation, well, it's one like this.
Okay. 25 seconds. Yeah, 2v11. That's just not going to happen. Well, maybe. I don't know. Okay, there's a trade on the Fame, but how big is the slang? There's the switch. Going to be able to come all the way through. Concord Maroon with a defensive round win. And again, that is very emphatic because if there's one map in control out of the 3 for the pool that is more offensive heavy, it is Raid. Which is most important to state, again, that if you can win a defensive side, that is almost the exact same of winning an offense on the opposite side, but seems that somebody unfortunately lagged out of the game, so I think that we might just see a little bit of a reset. Yeah, so there it is. So we'll go ahead and mark down that Concord Maroon sure did win that first round. It was almost a full capture progress as well for Ottawa Black, 1-0. But again, those extra ticks of progress might come through if Concord Maroon can't squeak by with an offensive win of their own.
You know, Proper, them going Raid S&D and then Raid Control on me, you can't do that to a guy like me. I get my A's and my B's mixed up when we go between the two. It's a flip-flop back and forth and Control compared to the S&D. Sometimes my brain it gets overloaded with all these visuals that are continuously coming through my screen. So I apologize. Dearly.
Hey, it gets
from
the
the bottom of my heart.
It gets the best of us. It's all right. It's all right. I know that you were probably like all of 5 years old when Black Ops 2 came out anyway, so it's all right. I know you don't probably know this map as well as some of us. Some of us older individuals. I won't say how old I am. All I can tell you is that I played on this map for at least 15 years. So looking
you guys
at
are
this
old
now,
enough to get senior discounts.
wow. All right. We'll move away from that real quick while we figure out what's going on from one of the Ottawa Black PC issues that they are facing over inside of that facility. We'll throw things to a very quick break. When we come back, Raid Control. Don't go anywhere.
all the way from across top bedroom with that SMG in hand. Cruelty around the corner will be able to take down one. They know that Crooked's inside of that Tiki hut as well. So as he pushes back around the corner, he's going to be able to find shots on the one, make it a second. They're going to be able to get back on towards the point. Cruelty is inside, gets the shot, punch to the nose of Crooked, takes them off more potential streaks, but more importantly, they've got 2 ticks over towards B, or so yeah, no, that's 2 ticks, yeah. Or is it? I don't know.
No, it's going to get depleted over at B, but still, when you're looking at, you still have a minute left to play. Artillery strike left in the back pocket as well for Crooked. Probably want to hold on to this for a later round, and trading for defense wouldn't be terrible at this current juncture of time. You can see what they're trying to play for as well. Player number 5 will be playoff Red Chase. They're trying to work their way through the middle of the map, but a little bit of a unfortunate circumstance is Lightning inside of Red. They're going to try to find a couple of spawn kills, but here comes Red Chase. They got Kitchen and Money Window. Ottawa Black got to get Red Chase out.
Yeah, but here's Noisy. Gonna be the one to go ahead and basically put all that to rest. He starts to find behind towards bedroom to get up towards the top. Not going to work out in their favor. Lightning is able to find the kill, but just barely. 11-11, now make it 1+ for the side of Ottawa Black in the lives. Red Chase in towards the point, but once again, it's going to be Fame who comes from behind, and they just barely, once again, prohibit them from getting 2 ticks on B, so that's huge. 4 life advantage, 35 seconds left.
Yep, most important part, you talked about the win condition right there, the time. So now Ottawa Black, Noisy, is going to try to push to the middle of the map, maybe get some information. Look at the trigger discipline, waiting until they know that they can get the kill, gets away with their life as well. 20 seconds remaining, Concord Maroon down to 5 lives. This is truly their last push.
And here it comes. Middle map, Water Steps, Fame there. Cruelty picks up the second. 3 players left for the side of Concord Maroon here in the round. 1 all the way back and towards the spawn. They've got to push up the map. They just got to start sprinting towards the hill. They won't be able to do it. So, at the end of 2, Ottawa Black wins the defense. Both teams trade out 1 for 1 on the defensive side. We're tied in the control.
All knotted up here, defense for defense. Crook still holding on towards that artillery strike as well. I wonder if they actually ended up using the ping. You'll see this best play of the round as well. This was probably one of their best chances to try to get over inside of that B zone. The problem was that Lightning, again, was already posted up inside of Red, working a couple of spawn kills. And then you also had Noisy over by Towels, like you were talking about. The second that the play came through, it was already flipped back on its head. Pretty good stuff coming through for both these teams thus far. Here comes Ottawa Black with another offensive push. We'd love to be able to get this B zone.
Right off the rip. Cruelty finds one there, but Trauma is there once again to get that trade. So with 2 lives off the board and at least separating these 2 teams at the moment, it is going to be a push over towards A. They spawn close on the ramp. They've got 2 players available to stack this point, but as Crooked finds one there onto Fame, Trauma finds Lightning. The last one alive is going to be Noisy. He should and won't fall, though, to the hands of Crooked. So now with the players from Concord Maroon getting mid-map control, halfway progress over towards A. It's just been a one-man army with Noisy being the only one there.
Noisy will be able to take down Red Chase. Second tick of progress confirmed over at A. You might just have to give this up entirely if you are Concord Maroon. They're actually going to throw 2 more lives at it. Trauma will find a trade. Noisy will be the last player here. It's a 1-player stack, so it's not going to be able to charge that 3rd tick as quickly as they would hope. I wonder if Red Chase will fly. No, they won't. They're going to give up the A zone entirely. Noisy absolutely smokes him from down low. Luckily enough, Crook was nearby for the trade.
It's a buzzkill as well, so no streaks available now for Noisy, but more importantly, he was able to go ahead and basically hold down the entirety of A by himself. There was a couple opportunities where he had his teammates start to go ahead and be that buffer that he needed in order to just bait out, but they had an extra minute onto the clock, up by 2, Concord Maroon on the defensive side. As we said beforehand, both teams trade out 1 for 1 on the defense. So if Concord Maroon can go ahead and then win this round, they should be up 2-1 going back to another offensive side. And at the end of this, it is going to come down to kills at the very end. So if this does end up going to round number 5, whoever has the most kills throughout 4 of the rounds will be awarded the defensive side.
1 minute and 20 left on the board. Nice jungle control coming through for Concord Maroon. Not allowing Ottawa Black to really work those long flanks, and then look at the immediate focus. You still have Trauma up inside of bedroom. Semtex is going to clear the doorway, was trying to get the reload, but Lightning just hits it anyway. That's an ego challenge if I've ever seen it, knowing that Semtex was there. Top bedroom, back in control for Ottawa Black.
Lightning playing up top. Concord Maroon, shots all the way across, and this Crook finds 2. They can just play this at bay over towards B for the time being. Right below, though, Lightning doesn't realize that it's there. Or maybe he does. He just doesn't want to push it out. But as Noisy comes around the corner, the shots are there for Crooked. He's got 1 more to fight. As he goes up the bedroom, he's going to get good timing. Once again, Crooked is there. 4 in a row. Already used the artillery barrage here proper, but looks for another one potentially here in just a few seconds.
Lightning just finessing, barely staying alive underneath that mansion side. Down to this last push coming out for Ottawa Black. Crook will put themselves in the middle of the map. He's going to throw some Semtexes, has some help nearby as well. Pretty darn convincing kill feed down to 20 seconds.
Here comes the push from behind. Crook once again. Another huge two-piece. It seems like that's maybe the 5th or 6th in just the control alone. Goes forward on the march for 3. And as they come off the respawn, it's going to have to be a last-ditch effort through middle map. But Andrew Crooked lines up 4, puts down Ottawa Black, and they'll steal yet another defensive round.
Defense for defense. Again, that's not really characteristic for Raid. It's very easy when you do lose that break-off, say, towards B, that will typically spawn parallel towards A, but the team really being able to capitalize on it so far. I mean, Ottawa Black, they were able to at least capture an entire zone. Same thing to be said for Concord Maroon. Really struggling to try to work their way towards that second zone, unable to get a convincing kill feed nor break the setup on both sides. Both these teams' defense are pretty good at recycling players to the middle of the map, top bedroom, as well as making sure that kitchen control is always there and not giving easy avenues for either team to get value for the offense. But as we go in towards this next round, Concord Maroon up on map point. Remember, Crooked in their back pocket, although on a 4 spree, still has an artillery strike to play with. So even if you call it in, it won't allow that 4 kills to then go towards the next artillery strike. But it is still a resource in their back pocket that they might be able to use to close it out on this round.
Crooked stays alive. Looks for a few more up on the respawn block. Won't be able to find the shots there under Cruelty. So as 2 fall for the side of Ottawa Black off after the respawn, Conqueror Maroon will have 2 fall of their own, but Megatron Trauma both there. They've got 2 ticks over towards A. They can just stack this point and get another minute on the clock. So almost identical to the last offensive round that the side of Conquered Maroon had. 1 life separates both of these 2 teams, but they got to get back over towards B. And probably the one thing that worked for them last time when they were on offense was getting into kitchen. We only saw that play happen 1 time, though.
Well, Red Chase is back in there. Looking at that money window. Would love to be able to work this stack. And, well, here comes player number 6 coming out from the backside. It's going to be a good kill for Megatron. Quickly traded on out. But Concord Maroon, what they would really just love to have is that B zone in their control. But every single time that they start working their way in the backside of jungle and towards the B zone, they start to lose numbers. Now Red Chase has to go big. Fame through the cutout wall will take them down. And as the respawns do come through, Concord Maroon trying to resurge on the pool side.
Noisy, shot punch, Semtex takes out the 2 leading chargers from Concord Maroon. Fame will find the 3rd, and well, there's the 4th. All 4 down for the side of Concord Maroon. They're still pushed up the map after the respawn, but it was just 1 player in Trauma who had pushed up. Not exactly sure if I love the play there. Should have waited for his team potentially on the back, but I guess if you had a light to throw away, that's the one to do so with. 29 and 15 now. Crooked having an incredible map, leading everybody almost by double the amount of kills from anybody else in the lobby. Will it be enough on this defensive try?
Cruelty just holding that money window. Has some help here as well. Nice challenge. As soon as Lightning went down, knew that Trauma was pretty heavily damaged. Down to 1 minute on the board. Lives are pretty even. And again, I'm pretty sure that Crook still holds the artillery strike. Noisy has one as well. Wonder if pings were used. But again, those are resources that you're probably going to want to hold on to towards a round number 5. Not unless you can get inside this B zone convincingly and just bombard the rotation from their spawn over towards the B zone. But you got to get there first, Concord.
Conquered Maroon. Right now, seemingly they would have the life advantage after that big round that they had on the defensive side last round. Looking to push back over towards the A site. They're going to be able to find a couple more kills here. And any kills that Conquered Maroon can get here, not only will it allow you to get a little bit more map position, but 2, it's going to put you in a better position going in towards the defensive round, potentially here towards the end, if we do see a game number 5. Off the respawn, they're going to come, but they spawn over towards basketball court, so Crooked just needs to focus his attention back over towards the left. The Semtex will find it. There's a check there. However, 2 are going to go down. Noisy should fall here! Oh, no! Noisy turns onto Crooked in the window. 7v4. Last attempt for Conqueror Maroon to push up the map.
Here we go. Trying to get the presence. You got 2 players inside a basketball court, and you got to be concerned about this money window as well. Clock will be stopped at 15 seconds. But how long can you stay here? Megatron will go down as well as Trauma. Money window. Crook wins a big 1v1, but there's so many more players of Ottawa Black on this zone.
Yeah, you got 1 player versus 6. Just going to play his life, not give it away. As I said beforehand, every life that you can get, every kill that you can get is going to help for a potential round at number 5, and that's exactly where we will go. 1 more round for Concord Maroon to save their season and force 1 more map. 1 final round for Concord Maroon, or excuse me, for the side of Ottawa Black to 3-0 this series and face the adversaries that put them in the losers bracket, Ottawa Gold, in the grand finals proper. It's on.
It is truly on like Donkey Kong, my friend, and that's what's going to be most interesting as well, is that, again, artillery strikes are a resource that both these teams have available for them. Now, we don't know for certainty whether or not even the pings were utilized, but gotta understand that when you do have the offensive team touching at least a zone, they will know that that's where the artillery strike might have to be dropped. And the kill disparity for the rounds will actually have Concord Maroon on defense. This has been a staple throughout the entirety of this raid control. We've gone defense for defense. Will that be enough for Concord Maroon to send it to a map number 4?
Great first 2 kills here for the side of Ottawa Black. More importantly, they've got 1 tick on A, stacking the point. That's going to be 2 ticks, looking for 1 more. Here comes the Concord Maroon push back over towards the point. They've got 2 down. Noisy once again. The one-man wrecking crew can't get it done this time, so they'll deflate the point all the way back down to 2 ticks. They're going to look for the side of Ottawa Black, who are rotating back over towards B, and it's all going to be down to Trauma. He's up towards Cutout, now making his way towards Kitchen to halt the push from Ottawa Black.
Halted for the time being. 3rd tick of progress is all they need over at A to extend the game clock by 60 seconds, but we're unable to do so. Spawning parallel over towards B is swiftly shut in their face. On Concord Maroon, they're going to end up at least putting Trauma closer towards his hot tub. Semtex are going to come through. Trauma. Thought that they probably had a trophy system, but the second Semtex is going to clear them all the way out. Here comes Ottawa Black off their respawns, out through open staircase. They're going to get on the B zone.
Noisy in through Kitchen.
Go.
Player in the corner. Megatron was already weak. The headshot comes through and cleans it up. Still only 2 ticks over towards A. Every round win has been a defensive round win. And Concord Maroon look to do it just 1 more time to keep their season alive. Player on the B site. It's Noisy. Looking for 1. Out of the top window, Megatron just gets a couple of shots, but Red Chase should be there somehow. Noisy alive, almost able to take down Megatron, but they're back over towards A. They're going to put an extra minute on the clock here proper. Minute 38 left inside of the game. More importantly, they can now actually hit out towards middle map. They've got pressure there, but they've got player number 1 in Fame over towards the ring to look for the water steps push.
Noisy still has their artillery strike as well. Crook did use theirs to be able to scare them off at B, though a tick of progress did come all the way through. 3 players deep here for Ottawa Black are going to send themselves all the way to the backside of Laundry. Player number 7 of Crook will be here to try to upset this. Jumping shot's not going to be good enough, not against Crook, but Noisy will be there for the trade. So that's going to halt the offense all the more. And now they're going to just wait for the respawns are Noisy before they can push through over by Jungle. It is a 4-life lead that Concord Maroon have. And remember, now the ball is quite literally in their court, pun intended. Just slow it down. Wait for Ottawa Black to come to you and win the easier engagements.
Trauma. Crooked with 2, 3, 1, 2, 2 down for streaking Concord Maroon. 45 seconds left, 16-10, but they can't give up too easily. They've got to keep the pressure on because all it takes is 1 good hit from Ottawa Black to come through, and here come the streaks from Noisy.
Noisy's going to call on that artillery strike. How much value you're going to be able to find with it. Most of these players are all actually trapped indoors. Lightning knows that Red Chase is back here. Playoff Red Chase is going to get shot, punched, taken all the way down, but in the pinstripe kill feed, Concord Maroon are standing tall. Megatron and Trauma combined for 3 more. 5 lives now remaining, down to 24 seconds. This is Ottawa Black's last push.
Oh no, Crooked's got to be careful here. Fame Semtex up over the top, not going to be able to find Fame up towards top bedroom, now towards middle map, water steps falls, and this is a completely different story. They're able to stack the point, but it's still a 3 versus 9, so they've got to be careful from the water steps pushback. Now from the top, Crooked's there, 41 and 25, potentially 1 more. Cruelty, the last chance, 10 seconds left, 1v8 won't happen. Andrew Crooked has the map of the season.
And again, take it as you will. When we went to the lobby reset, now we allowed Andrew Crook to slay out, at least for the first round, so that way they got the artillery strike. So that's an extra 7 kills there. But even if you subtract that extra 7 kills, or even go back from that first round, yeah, they had themselves a fiesta here on raid control. And that was such a big map for Concord. Again, that'll put wind back in their sails to be sitting there saying like, hey, guys, we are that nasty. We do have the gunnies. We are that hot. Red Chase had a good map. Crook was absolutely lights out. And that's the recipe for success that you are looking for Concord Maroon to potentially continue to play upset. But again, it's 1 map at a time. They were able to take the control. But how are you going to be able to fare going in towards that checkmate hardpoint?
Not very well, at least as previous memory would serve us. 250 to 144, map number 1, Apocalypse hardpoint. Checkmate, much different story, but if there was a map that we thought Concord Maroon would have a chance on, it's that comfort pick with map number 1, and that's more or less because Andrew Crooked with that SMG, we know what he can do with it, and he just showcased that in the control. However, on Checkmate, the SMGs, although they have a vital role, it's going to be more on those ARs to win those long-range gunfights, and we're not counting out Trauma in that regard, being able to, fly his way through the map as a maestro. He is with that AR, but Ottawa Black, you know how good Fame is. You know how he's going to come out in map number 4 in a situation that could force a game number 5 if Concord Maroon was somehow able to win it. You got to think it's Ottawa Black once again in a respawn that heavily favors them, at least for the map pick.
Yeah, and what's really scary about this team on Checkmate Hardpoint as well, or any Hardpoint map in general, the way that Ottawa Black really like to play is that you have one named Austin Cruelty who does a great job of just playing that route man. It never goes unnoticed. You have your OBJ player in Hardpoint, and then the route man trying to work those longer flanks, trying to anchor out spawns that if they do lose the gunfight while they are holding, say, P2, for example, on Checkmate, well, then they're going to spawn all the way over by P4, so that way they can get set up for the next 3 hills. That is such a big role that many teams still need to fulfill in the CCL, but this is what you're messing with when it is this top-notch team of Ottawa Black, and Cruelty might just be that player that can continuously set up the rest of the team for success, especially when you have players like Noisy, Fame, and Lightning, who just absolutely slay out when the opportunity is available to them as well. But now I got to look on the other shoulder. I got to be the devil, but I also got to be the angel, right?
Of course.
Checkmate. This map might just be able to get a little more favoritism when it goes towards Concord. And the only reason why I say this is for the AR flex and as well as the standard AR. I can't tell you how hard playoff Red Chase truly does hit. And even for Megatron, they pick up another AR. If Trauma picks up another AR, this could be their recipe for success, depending on who ends up picking up that solo SMG. We know who it's going to be. Of course, it's going to be Crook. This is okay for a map of Checkmate Hardpoint to pull out 3 ARs with the solo sub, because Crook, you know that they're going to be able to do just fine with it. So you want to be able to hold these longer lines of sight and then be able to then push the advantage when it is the most opportune time. I would love to be able to see Concord Maroon try to slow down the pace a little bit and just try to punish Ottawa Black when we are going from rotation from hill to hill.
Playoff Chase. Playoff Red Chase. He hits different, folks. If you don't remember from last season, well, he's here to remind you. And after that performance from Andrew Crooked, maybe that's exactly what the side of Concord needed to get the win back under their wings. Potentially find a fourth map win here and maybe make the reverse sweep bid an actual reality going into an S&D. Again, it's going to be difficult. We know this. Inside of Concord Maroon, Andrew has to be the one to be able to get into the mix early on, find maybe 1 or 2 picks as he was doing inside of the control. But again, playoff Red Chase cannot be understated. The AR passion that can come, especially after your SMGs are going off. You don't think he's in his ear saying, let's go. Let's get it, boys. Let's go. Like, you know they're getting hype inside. Like, they're college kids. Everybody here has a passion for Call of Duty. That's why they're being able to juggle it alongside all their schoolwork and whatnot. So with that being said, map number 4, Checkmate, Concord Maroon, an opportunity to win their second map in the series and continue to write this tale forward of the reverse sweep for Ottawa Black. Once again, another opportunity for them to close out this series in a 3-1 fashion and face the opponents that sent them to the loser bracket in the grand final.
Here we go, Checkmate Hardpoint, map number 4 in this best of 5 set. Will Concord Maroon continue to hold this momentum? Because again, and knowing this Concord Maroon roster through 2 different seasons now, McCormiel, they are very vibe heavy. That as long as they're feeling themselves, they are nasty. Megatron is unfortunately going to be forced for a team kill for Red Chase, but this opening breakoff is not too bad. Ottawa Black are starting off on the unfavored side, so they're trying to get as much time inside of P1 as possible. Concord Maroon just can't overextend nor lose a convincing gunfight to hold these spawns while also trying to contest P1.
Red Chase, 3-0. Unfortunately, though, a team kill did come through, so that's not going to be an opportunity for streaks. Although sliding around the corner, it is going to be noisy there. Shots are coming through. However, they're not going to be able to find it just yet. An opportunity now for Ottawa Black to push up through the plane, and an opportunity for them to maybe get spawns here as well. As you'll see, players number 5 and 8 from Concord Maroon across the map. Player number 7 and Andrew Crooked, the last one alive in the back. They actually don't sniff him out, so he could make a hero play if he's able to spot out maybe 1 or 2 players.
to break through the rotation as well. And remember, all of that time that Ottawa Black were able to hold on towards P1 because Concord Maroon were just like, yeah, we got the P2 spawns. It's completely fine. We'll be there. But now you can take a look at Ottawa Black. They are pushed all the way through the back. Concord Maroon hit it through the forklift side and barely get themselves inside of P2 for about 9 seconds. But Red Chase is back here. Red Chase has a sub. Red Chase has a sub, is able to get 3. And that just might be able to fight for the scrap time, but it doesn't upset the spawns that Ottawa Black still hold.
2 different 3 pieces in the back spawns that Concord Maroon had somehow don't get the spawns for P2, and with 20 seconds left, Ottawa Black is still holding on strong. But if there's one thing that I'm seeing right now comparatively to the side of Ottawa Black, it's the slaying power. Red Chase already showing his dominance. Everybody else still continuing to slay out, but it's Red Chase that we're going to have to keep an eye on throughout the rest of this match.
And this rolls, the way that Concord Maroon are playing this is kind of going back to the Modern Warfare Yuri, and even have they gone back and forth. Whether Megatron is playing the AR or the AR Flex, putting Red Chase over towards the sub, this is working quite well for them, because now you're in tandem of a duo with Andrew Crook. You just got to be able to hope that you can gun down an 11-3 Noisy so far, and not looking too good. About a 50-point lead that Ottawa Black currently hold over the adversaries for Concord Maroon. P3, the scrappiest hill throughout it all of Checkmate Hardpoint. We'll be here for the time being of Ottawa Black. Concord Maroon are just trying to work their way across the map, not only to try to contest this hill, but try to get themselves on the side of the map.
12-3 for Noisy on a 4 spree, looking for more potentially towards the middle of the map. He'll do so with the 74U onto Red Chase. That's going to be number 5 in a row. Noisy somehow comes down from once again the top ropes and is able to find that kill. And with 6 in a row, one more will find streaks on Checkmate. They might not be the greatest, but goddamn are they nice to have. And around the corner, it's an opportunity for them. However, Crooked is there to go ahead and bait out Trauma. That's going to be 3 down for the side of Ottawa Black, but more importantly, they're spawning all the way over towards P2. P4 held down by Concord Maroon.
You got players like Trauma underneath the wing, but no immediate plane control. So Lightning, as well as Noisy, are going to hit all the way through this. They're going to clear these angles. Concord Maroon are really focused over towards that A lane. Noisy does find Crook, and Trauma goes down. So that's plane control out the window entirely. Concord Maroon, they're still spawning in, though, but that opens up the A avenue for Ottawa Black to get inside this hill.
Fame around the corner, just playing the time right now. Could be a contest potentially here for the side of Concord Maroon, but Trauma just playing his life is able to slide back over towards the left, but that wall is wall bangable at that box. So as they get a couple weak, Concord Maroon not able to yet to just push on in towards the point. Trauma's going to be there. Crooked from the top lane could be able to find one. And as he finds one, maybe an opportunity to come from behind, but Fame doubles up with Noisy to find the kill there. Now Fame's starting to streak just a bit. Maybe he can be the one to find the streaks for Ottawa Black.
Might just have to be that player to do so. So on a 4 spree, soaking up hardpoint time as well. That'll help your progression towards streaks as well. Concord Maroon down by about 50 points inside the center of the plane. 50 seconds still active and ready to tick all the way down inside of P5. As there's 2 big kills that do come through. But what do these kills mean? It means that you got to be able to get the map coverage away. Lightning inside a server will go prone. They'll find one. That is the opportunity of a lifetime. Ottawa Black, they bounce back after getting wiped, and they're right back into the hill.
Doesn't matter if you have the preferred spawns for this point. The problem is you gotta get over to the hill in order to make that work. Lightning in the spawn was trying to cause a ruckus and did for about the first, probably about 30 seconds of time. With Noisy still being in towards this point, finally the side of Concord Maroon will be able to get in, but not for long, as once again it's Noisy who's there to go ahead and clean up the scraps. 15 seconds left. Concord Maroon can go ahead and find this time, but already Ottawa starting to roll forward even further. Top lane in the hands of Concord Maroon, but how long will it be for as another 3 go down?
That first set of hills was not a good one again. Concord Maroon were fully invested in holding on towards those P2 spawns. Ottawa Black had a pretty strengthy lead that they soaked up a lot of time on P1, and Noisy is just piecing inside the plane. Of course, Megatron will be able to find that trade, but Concord Maroon, double-edged sword. You got to try to hit through P1. You need this time more than Ottawa Black absolutely do. Trauma, unfortunately, finds one of Megatron. That's a team kill. Cleans it right back up. That's a 2-for-2 trade. Concord Maroon trying to work their way inside of P1, but most importantly, are trying to hit through it, so that way they can try to work their way towards those P2 spawns.
Red Chase, 74U in hand. You saw he pulled out the Krieg multiple times, but on this first hill right here, you want that close gun, you want those close range engagements to go in your favor. What do? You pull out the 74U, you help your team get a bit of time in point number 1 after the contest. However, it's a 1 versus 1 in the hill. Red Chase once again is there. Semtex will weaken him up, and here comes Fame around the corner with his Krieg. He'll find the kills, but more importantly, Proper, you take a look at your mini-map. It's all Ottawa Black over towards P2.
Yeah, and again, they're doing a great job of just zoning away Concord Maroon, constantly being a passive contesting P1, not allowing Concord Maroon to get an abundance of time like Ottawa Black did in the first set of hills, and P2 will pop. Ottawa Black are there for the initial time, and they have the setup over by 2, as well as Tetris, and you got player number 4 of Lightning finessing around the yellow parking container. This is a very tough setup to break.
They almost were able to do it twice beforehand. Prior 3 down in the back spawns. Wasn't able to get them the spawns for the first time. 20 seconds have already ticked off the point, and this is where the push is going to start to come. Everybody from the side of Concord Maroon up the map and inside the face and the jaws of the Ottawa Black hold. But as 4 go down, they're going to respawn back over towards P4, and it just is a slaughterhouse. Fame streaking again. 2 other players on the side of Ottawa Black streaking. And on a 5 streak looking for 6. Can't get it done, but Ottawa, they'll hold down the majority of the time. Look for maybe 15 seconds of scrap time, especially if only player number 6 decides to chow.
And look at the push that came through from Ottawa Black. They're actually going to flip out the spawns because that's exactly what they were going for. 10 seconds remaining inside of P2 in Ottawa Black. Again, the routes are absolutely pristine. Flipping the spawns out when they need to, putting themselves now on the west side of the map, trying to hold that A lane. Lightning will go down. So an opportunity does present itself. Concord Maroon, they need to break in here within the next 10 seconds, and they need to start slaying out.
Noisy's there, finds the first shots on the red chase. And as the rest of the team now starts to push up the map, it's looking like it's about to be the last-ditch efforts from the side of Concord Maroon to even bring this one back in. Crooked tries to look for the shots, but once again, it's Noisy who goes on 4. Gets 3 in a row down and towards the bottom of the plane. Shots from Red Chase there, but look how good the breaks from Ottawa Black are. Every time they knock one down, all 3 come back swinging, and they keep Concord Maroon outside of the hill, not even getting the time, just more importantly, keeping them away from crossing that triple-digit mark.
Pass over 200 points to the 95 of Concord Maroon. They are reeling, Alex. 30 and 15 for Noisy, 21 and 19 for Fame. Say what you will about the even stat line between Cruelty and Lightning. It has been the Noisy and Fame show, shutting down everything that Concord Maroon is trying to throw at them. An 18 and 26 KD ratio for Crook. That is very uncharacteristic, but that is just the pace. And the shots are just that much more of a higher quality coming out from Ottawa Black. Inside of P4 we go. Concord Maroon, they have no choice. They have to hold this the entirety of it. They would love a full 50 here, but it is so tough to do.
Swinging back towards the point. Here they come. Concord Maroon. Once again, it's their last-ditch efforts. Noisy finds one. Fame finds another. Noisy with 2, 4 in a row for Ottawa Black. Here comes Trauma. There goes Trauma. And as Lightning strikes the point, Ottawa Black continue to go ahead and find themselves in the hill. 25 seconds left. They can't win off of this hard point, but they can over towards the rotations on P5. And if you look at your mini-map, the left side control is for Ottawa Black. They've got rotations in their favor. All they've got to do here, hold the scrap, rotate over, and they'll be back in the grand finals where they'll face Ottawa Gold.
230 to 112. It just has to be the most flawless break I'll ever see in my life for Concord Maroon, and they've been struggling to break all of these setups that Ottawa Black continuously had. This all is just but done and dusted, not unless Concord Maroon come through with some drastic heroics. You got player number 6 of Megatron. They're already down there towards server, trying to hold the hard point time. Next player up will end up being Trauma, trying to touch that hill. Cruelty's going to hit it. Cruelty's going to be able to get some help. Lightning's going to be there to take down Red Chase, and Ottawa Black are in the driver's seat to close it out.
5 more seconds. Ottawa Black looking triumphant. No one home to rain a couple shots through. Concord Maroon fall out of contention. Ottawa Black, they'll be back in the grand finals.
What a pace being set here on that checkmate hardpoint. I mean, again, Noisy was just piecing inside this plane. You talked about it, Alex, that when we go inside P1, yeah, the submachine gun is what you mostly really want for these close range engagements, but when you're just hitting it different angles and challenging like that, I mean, you're finding very easy lineups like that as well. Noisy's just the type of person to hold down that trigger and continue to push that much forward. Didn't get the streaks, but it's okay because it seemed like every other life they were fighting a 3-piece, a 5 streak, double kills on top of double kills, and just that pressure was not really met. That pace was not met at
Absolutely
all
not.
From Concord Maroon. You were hoping that it was going to be crooked. They were getting put down on every other corner. Red Chase had a really good P1 and a good opportunity to try to hit all the way through P2, and that one chance through this when they were just piecing through wood, but that was the one bright play that they truly had. Again, it really got out of a handle for Concord Maroon. Ottawa Black, they recognized that Concord Maroon were just like trying to hold on towards the P2 spawns. They were trying to give respect towards Ottawa Black playing in the middle of the plane, and they didn't want to give up the spawns. And Ottawa Black said, That's cool. Thanks for the respect. We'll go ahead and wait for the 10-second mark inside P1 and just obliterate your spawns. They do just that, and it just spirals out of control.
One more time before our grand final. We'll take a look at the bracket here, see where the teams are stacking up here. From the losers bracket, once again, Concord Maroon fall 3-1 to the side of Ottawa Black. Ottawa Black will be moving on to the grand finals. And once again, as I said beforehand, folks, in the winners semifinals, Ottawa Black unfortunately fall 3-1 in the first time they played Ottawa Gold. And as we go up just a little bit, Concord Gray did take down SIUE Red in a 3-0. They'll play Uni Gold for top 5 here inside of CCL Season 3. But more importantly, $25,000 on the line. Playoffs are coming up. And, well, although these teams are playing for a lot, everybody wants to be able to rep the CCL inside and out of the game. And Proper, let me ask you this. Do you know where you can go ahead and you can find a couple of things and a couple pieces of clothing that you can get for CCL apparel?
No, I don't.
It's the Armory. It's the Armory, Proper. It's live now, and you can gear yourself up with all the essential apparel, hoodies, tees, hats, polos, joggers. It's all at your disposal, all at your fingertips, and it's affordable too. That's the best part. Champion X CCL. Head over to collegecod.com/store to browse all the CCL apparel options today, and you can look as good as the Ottawa Black and Gold roster is heading into the grand finals. Folks, that does it for the losers finals. Proper and myself. It's been a great time here throughout the season. CCL is incredible. I can't say enough thanks to everybody that's been able to put on this production, from everybody in the staff, everybody in management, to production, to all the casters and whatnot. I hold Shift Visions, going to carry you through the grand finals. Ottawa Black and Ottawa Gold signing off. We'll see you guys in the grand finals. Have a great one.